This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by top trainer Shane McGuigan. Shane, how are you?
Good, thanks Danny, mate. Yeah, just finished the press conference, so looking forward. Days are counting down now.
You were decidedly the less vocal trainer at the press conference, certainly in terms of seemingly trying to get under the opponent's skin. What did you make of Joe McNally up there?
It's his first rodeo, really, isn't it? Up at the top table on a big stage. So, yeah, he might feel like he needs to go and shout and scream about things, but look, he's with a guy that's been up here many times. Liam Smith's boxed Canelo. He hasn't had the gig very long with Smith, so might have to feel like he's going to voice his opinion and stuff. But it is what it is. It's mainly him just trying to rattle up Anthony, but it doesn't faze us either way. Do you know what I mean? We know what our game plan is. We know what we're here to do. I've been up here many times. It's just another day.
As experienced as you are, does it make a difference to you mentally going into a fight when you've got an underdog compared to when you've got a big favourite?
He's not an underdog in my eyes, do you know what I mean? Might be in the bookies, might be on paper, but no, he's not the underdog. So it's not necessarily. I would feel pressure if I didn't feel confident in the fight, and I feel extremely confident in this one. Hence the reason there's no pressure.
It's not something you use kind of for fuel to the fire. Like, I've just seen the bookies odds, and no.
Not really, no. Because it's just they're stats. They do everything on stats. So that's why we do. We just look at it the way he's performing. The way Liam Smith's performing. I believe he beats him.
I was going to say, where did you find this Russian sparring partner? But you're obviously going to say Russia. But yeah, how did you source him, and why was he the right person to bring Fowler on?
It's a guy called Al Siesta that does a lot of the linking in with lots of Russian and a lot of guys from Eastern Europe. We got him from. He actually boxed Derevinchenko. I think he did 7 rounds. He had a 7-round fight with Derevinchenko, even in the WSB finals, and dropped Derevinchenko at 75 kilos. He's now 3 or 4-0 or something like that. So we brought him in, and he's amazing work. But at the end of the camp, he's weighing 15 pounds heavier, about 13 pounds heavier than when he come in, because we weighed him at start. He was really enjoying the English.
Wasn't living the life then.
Yeah, he was sparring and then he was enjoying the English food. But look, he was really quality, and we had a couple of other sparring partners in as well. So he's been really well prepped.
How vital do you think it is for Anthony that he's surrounded by other really top performers? Lawrence, obviously a world champion, Daniel Dubois on the verge, those kind of level fighters.
Gives people reassurance. It gives a fighter reassurance to know that he's not the top dog in the gym, knows that a guy in the gym is just prepped for a world title fight, defended his world title. That's comfort. I mean, that gives you that confidence, and that gives you that understanding that you know that your team, whether it's me and other people, know how to do their job. There's no world champions in that gym that McNally's got, and Liam Smith is, even though Callum's there training with Buddy McGirt, Liam Smith's there training alone a lot of the time. So he might be one of those fighters that needs, that wants to be isolated, wants to put his blinkers on and go to work. But I think most of the time people bring the best out of each other, and if you're in a busy gym, it's normally a good sign.
The old saying is that trainers can't win fights, but they can lose them. You talked about Joe's first rodeo up on the top table. Do you think that is an advantage in Fowler's locker, without meaning to sound egotistical, you being in his corner rather than someone far less experienced?
I think it would have suited him to have Joe Gallagher in the corner, in my opinion. Maybe bite the bullet, go back. Joe's a good guy. Joe's done well for Liam Smith over the years. I don't know what's gone on there. But I think he was the right man to bring the best out of him, and we're still preparing for the best Liam Smith. Of course, I don't want this fight to happen and Anthony to win, and then if we say, best days of Liam Smith for 2-3 years behind him. I don't believe that. I believe that the best Liam Smith would have still struggled with that Russian in his last fight. You know what I mean? Especially in the massive ring that they had. But I just know that Joe's a winner. Joe's got a good mindset, and he's been in pressured situation, high pressure situation for the last 15 years. Do you know what I mean? 10-15 years as a coach. So that's a bonus to have somebody like that on side, and he doesn't have it on side.
Now, should Fowler win on Saturday night, is there no going back then to domestic level? Is he onwards and upwards towards a world title at that point?
Yeah, I don't think there's going back to British level, as in Ted Cheeseman level, but I think there's potential of boxing for a European title. Laranja's a good potentially a good opponent. I would rather him kick on, get a fringe sort of world title, a guy that's maybe a former world champion like an Austin Trout or someone like that. But we'll see. We'll just see how we got a massive fight on Saturday, and we have to get through this. And anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? We need to go out there and execute the perfect game plan, fight the right fight, get the win, and then we'll see where the landscape lies.
Given Fowler's history, kind of emotional involvement, aggressive style, particularly in front of a packed-out Scouse crowd, how important is it, A, that he stays calm and to the game plan, and B, that you help him to do that in the corner?
Of course. Listen, it's going to be a fight at two halves. Everyone knows that Liam's going to put the pressure on down the stretch, just like he did against Liam Williams. Do you know what I mean? But he can't give away a lot of opening rounds as well. He's going to have to be competitive in the opening rounds to then impose himself down the stretch. But I know what they're going to bring to the table, and I know how good Liam Smith is. I just believe that Anthony Fowler is firing, and he's actually improved massively as a boxer and as a person. Understands what his attributes are. Didn't understand what he was doing right and wrong beforehand. He was just winging it, and now he understands boxing a little bit more. And I believe that's going to be a massive telling factor.
And obviously, I wish you the very best of luck for Saturday night. But before I let you go, I do want to get your take on the other big fight that's taking place on the same night out in the US. Deontay Wilder having his third crack at unlocking the mysteries of Tyson Fury. What do you make of that one?
Well, I was on that heavyweight debate, wasn't I, a while ago. It actually got filmed quite a long time ago. But it's taking place. I believe the same outcome. I thought Tyson Fury won the first one on points. He put a fantastic exhibition of big man in him and towering over him and imposing himself in the second one and got the stoppage. I don't think it's going to be as quick as the second one, but I think he could get him down the stretch. I think Deontay Wilder's completely rebuilt, regrouped. Will that be a benefit to him? I don't think so. You know what I mean? You're bringing on a guy like Malik Scott that talks a good game when it comes to boxing, likes all the shifts and feints and all this sort of malarkey that he does. But that's not really Deontay Wilder's style. Deontay Wilder's style is a big, raw, power punching, should be working on his jab, should be working on his footwork, not rolling under shots and trying to whip body shots in. I don't think that's going to suit him. I think Tyson will probably struggle to get to stamp his authority as quickly as he did the last time, but once he does, he'll get the better of him, and I think he'll stop him.
Brilliant, Shane, always a pleasure. Thanks very much.